Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today we're going to be doing the second half of what's selling for me. And it is for last weekend, Friday through Sunday, July 24th through the 26th. And I had sales on 5 platforms, but I didn't have any on Depop. Depop's taking a hit right now for me. I'm hoping it's just, well, all of the platforms right now are not doing very well. But for some reason, to go a whole weekend with no Depop sales, that is odd.
It's changed when they got rid of the free shipping.
I think so too. But it's still such cheap shipping. I don't understand why it's struggling.
It's a cost.
It is.
Once you're used to the free shipping, then getting stuck with shipping makes it kind of like, oh, I don't want to pay that.
So they're going to Vinted.
So they're going to Vinted, yeah. We don't know about the rest of the states, but in Tennessee, this is sales tax-free weekend, getting ready to go back to school, where your parents can buy clothes and school supplies and computers and equipment up to a certain dollar amount without having to pay sales tax, which
is big for us.
It's 9.75% in most places. So you could say 10%. So you buy an $800 laptop for your kid, you're sticking $80 on top of that. So it's a big weekend for that, but we don't sell that much in Tennessee. But maybe it's going on around the world and
around the world, around the country. It is what it is. Y'all, I like my brain. Fourth quarter.
You have to treat eBay.
It's pouring rain again.
Little thunder. You got to treat eBay like an unstable wife. There are times that things go well, and there are times that things aren't going well. And it's not your fault. It's just because she's lost her mind. She's being ridiculous. But you have to keep doing the things that you can do to make the relationship with your wife or eBay happy. Run sales, send offers, list every day, do the dishes, sweep the floor, buy her flowers. Okay, not that for Rebel.
Don't buy me flowers. Yeah. I know he makes me seem like I'm this difficult wife. God, he's just full of it. All right, let me go ahead and share with you some of the things that are selling on the other platform. Well, on eBay and my other platforms. We'll start with Mercari. Only one sale on there. It was for this Care Bears Funshine plush from 2004, sold for $12. And then Poshmark, quite a few sales there. First is this Millie and Miles Lion Lovey, sold for $14.
You have Millie Miles there instead of Millie and Miles because we have read or heard in the past that putting special characters such as ampersands, percent signs, quote signs in your titles causes the Google indexer to stop reading at that point. That's what we've heard in the past, and it seemed pretty reliable. But if anybody has different information on that we can put that stuff in there, let us know, because it would actually fit the title better, because that's actually what it's called. But we really want to make sure that we're keeping the Google bot happy when it's crawling the eBay website.
Yep. All right. Small lot Aurora Red Fox and Polar Bear sold for $15. I spent all morning today sorting out Wild Republic plush and putting them in lots. I took down almost all of my listings of singles and made lots, because lots are working for me right now. Wish Pets Soft Text Doggy Plush from 2016 sold for $13. Russ Mealy Mouse Plush from 1973 sold for $30. Susie Cooper, a pioneer of modern design book, sold for $12. And then this Gons Brothers Wrinkled Dog plush and hand puppet. I had never seen the plush before. I've picked up the puppets. They do okay, especially if you have a dress and a bone with them. But I had never seen one of these just regular plush. So I went ahead and put the two of them together, and they sold for $40. And then Etsy, again, it shows a sale price. I sold these on full price. I've just got my store on sale now. And somehow it affects your your screen. But I sold this kaleidoscope toy from 1994 from Steven Manufacturers, and it sold for $19.95. Y'all, I think this is my best sell. This is a Gund Buford dog plush. This is a 19-inch one. I sold him for $119.95. I at one point had this large one and a smaller one together. Somebody ended up, I want to say $50, $60, $70, sent me an offer saying they only wanted the small one. It was one of the times I made an exception and split a lot up. But yeah, this Gund Buford dog sold for $119.95. And then Whatnot, crazy. This is all from the static listings. It's not from doing lives. I'm not doing lives anymore. But this sold very, very quickly. This is Fisher Price Little People, the vintage lobster table and 4 chairs. It sold probably within the week that I listed it. I took an offer of $11.96. And then this is Dr. Seuss plush thing 1 and thing 2. These are little promo mini plush. Funny thing is I had the thing 1 listed for quite a while. I want to say for $6.95, maybe $9.95. And then I ended up finding thing 2 recently at the bins. I made the lot and they sold for $16.95. Mattel Bubble Guppies Molly doll. I took an offer of $7. There was a time those sold for so much money. Not so much anymore. And then on eBay, sold this Ronco Popil automatic pasta maker parts. This was the ring and the wrench, sold for $11. This is a 2002 McDonald's Happy Meal sitting duck. Pretty sure I bought this at the estate sale that I got all the Sasha dolls. I had never seen this McDonald's toy before. Still sealed in its bag, and it sold for $17.95. These are sunflower little plastic string light covers. I just remove them off the lights. I don't want to deal with the lights. Somebody else can just go buy lights, stick them on, and they've got an instant cute little string light set. These ended up selling for $10. Fiesta T-Rex dinosaur sold for $12. Not something I'm going to pick up again. I don't pick up very much Fiesta anymore. I think this might be the last of the Hardee's wallets. This was from the high bid estate sale where I won all of that advertising and fast food stuff 5 years ago. Still got like a tote. I'm basically down to a tote of this stuff. And this sold for $7. Vintage My Little Pony Sun Fun little outfits. This was from an estate sale. I think I did a video showing about a tub of just My Little Pony and other stuff was mixed in there with it, but all vintage toys. I used Google Lens, figured out what sets went with what, and this set sold for $11.66. I paid $25 for the bucket, if I didn't say that. All right, Barbie Animal Rescue Wildlife Vet set. Had a huge tote of Barbie stuff. This was part of it. Took the time to make out the sets, and this sold for $22.45, but it took a year and a half. Lambs and Ivy Millie the giraffe sold for $11.66. Baby First TV plush. This was just a plush. There is one that's like animated or animatronic, something interactive. Not sure what it sells for a whole lot more, but just this plush sold for $31. In this series, there is a set of crayons. I'll have Robert pop them up. They sell for hundreds of dollars. So anytime you see something that says Baby First TV, definitely check the comps. Fisher Price Little People Nativity Tent sold for $13.45. Dandy. Don't pick it up very often, but I make exceptions for the dogs and cats. This one was 16 inches and it sold for $12.10. Funko Pops Stranger Things, this is 11, and Mike Wheeler, this was from 2017, and I ended up taking a $25 offer for them. And then my best sell on eBay, Kitty Kitty Kitten. This was from the estate sale lot that I picked up. I want to say I picked up 18 kitties, puppies, and bunnies were in that. They were all $1 each. Not in the greatest of condition, but this one ended up selling for $49.95. And then for Robert, on Poshmark, he sold these Noble Outfitters men's cargo pants for $22. And then he had 2 sales on Depop. First, just showed this in a haul video. I don't even know if you guys have seen it yet. Maybe. This was a Ben's pickup. It is a Blizzard Overwatch Carico hat, gaming type stuff, snapback, and it sold on Depop for $25. And then this Cavigor unisex baseball backpack. I think we picked this up at the Dayton Ben's too, didn't we?
No.
Where did we get this?
It came from an experiment Robert did buying a coffin box at a pallet place in Knoxville.
Oh, yeah.
And,
see my face.
Every now and then you got to try something, and maybe
it was an ultimate failure.
We've made $31 back out of my 150, and that's exactly what we're going to make out of it, because the rest of it I donated. I could have gotten more money out of some of the stuff, local Facebook stuff, but it just wasn't worth my time. I would rather spend that time listing more clothes and moving on down the road.
Be careful with those pallet selling places. This is the second time he's tried it, and both times. Nevertheless.
Third time's the charm. One of these days, I'll find the right place. But if I do it again, I'm not going to buy a closed box. I will buy a pallet where I can at least see some of the stuff on top.
Yeah.
To know that, okay, I'm going to get at least that much of my money back, which you can do at that place. I just was really disappointed with the coffin box. It was a bunch of returns, which is what some of that stuff's going to be.
And baby stuff that I don't like reselling, baby stuff. Equipment and stuff.
There were some flashing lights in there, like undercover cop lights that you could put in your grill, and I'm just not going to sell that because
somebody could use it
inappropriately,
nefariously.
Yeah, and I decided when I was contemplating selling it on local Facebook marketplace thing. There's a group that meets they sell it at auction in the group, and then everybody meets at the movie theater parking lot on Friday at like 2 to 5 or something. That's what I'd planned to do, but I was going to, and I know this isn't required legally, but I was going to make sure that if somebody bought it, they could show me that they were either a firefighter or a paramedic or a police officer or something, so that somebody would not be using this to stop people inappropriately.
Yep. All right, and then eBay. Lane Bryant. Not something we pick up very often. It was probably a fill-a-bag type situation, but these were women's The Alley pants, and they sold for $15.01. Old Navy, baby doll, sleeveless dress. Dress. Sold for $15.58. These are like in style right now. Clark's. Love finding Clark's. These are women's mules. Burgundy colored, sold for $15 offer.
I think that's the state animal for Missouri. The mule.
Didn't know that. All right, Gap women's shorts sold for $9.95. And last but not least, Wrangler men's Western Pearl Snap shirt sold for $10.
And that would be why I'm so stubborn, because it's our state animal. And
it has nothing to do with nothing.
I got it from my mother. She is the most stubborn person I've ever met in my entire life.
He's stubborn. Stubborn.
Not really about my mom.
All right, y'all. This is 2 days in a row. I'm finishing up just at the time that I need to be splitting to go get Lance from Walmart. And so let's all get to work. Bye.